The most astonishing, deliberate example of UFO interference with U.S. nuclear weapon systems occurred in 1964. A UFO was filmed using beams of light to disable a dummy ICBM warhead in flight off the coast of Big Sur, California. First-hand reports confirm that the CIA confiscated the filmed evidence. This video contains a detailed recreation of the event based upon direct testimony of the camera operator.
Behind the scenes, UFOs began to appear at missile test ranges, often during launches designed to improve the performance and reliability of America's ICBMs and the deadly warheads they carried. Occasionally, those aboard the UFOs did more than watch the tests. While the exact date remains uncertain, sometime in the fall of 1964, an incident occurred at Vandenberg Air Force Base, California, which has come to be the best-known, most astonishing example of deliberate UFO interference with our nuclear weapons systems. Although the case is still classified top secret, a former Air Force officer, Dr. Robert Jacobs, has openly discussed it. At the time, Lieutenant Jacobs, who was assigned to the 1369th Photographic Squadron and held the title Officer in Charge of Photo Instrumentation, was tasked with filming missile launches from a remote mountaintop site on California's Big Sur coastline, using a powerful telescopic camera. The ascending ICBMs would initially fill the camera frame, permitting a detailed view of engine performance, staging, and other aspects of a given launch as they raced out over the Pacific Ocean. Following one such test launch, Lieutenant Jacobs was unexpectedly told to report to the office of Major Florenz Mansman, a photographic analyst assigned to Vandenberg's Office of the Chief Scientist, 1st Strategic Aerospace Division. Upon arriving, he noticed two mysterious men in gray suits, who he later learned were CIA officers. A motion picture projector had been set up, and without explanation, Major Mansman turned it on, telling Jacobs, "Watch this." Jacobs, later a university professor, describes what happened next.
On the screen was the film we had shot. The nose cones separate. The chaff flew out in front of it. We saw this as obviously reflections of light rippling like that. And then we saw the dummy warhead flying along. It's going between 6,000 and 8,000 miles an hour at that point, and it's on the fringe of space. And suddenly, into that frame, an object flew in, chasing the chaff, the warhead, and so on, at the same speed. And in polar orbit, it fired a beam of light at the warhead. The beam of light struck that. The object flew up, shot another beam of light at the dummy warhead, went around, shot another beam of light at it, went down, shot a beam of light, and then flew out the same way it had come in, at which time the dummy warhead fell out of the frame. The lights came on, and Major Mansman said to me, "Were you guys screwing around up there?" And I said, "No, sir." And he said, "What was that?" And I said, "It looks like we got a UFO." And he said, "Lieutenant Jacobs, you are never to speak of this again. It never happened."
Decades later, Dr. Mansman, by then a researcher at Stanford University, informed Dr. Jacobs that after he had left the room, the two CIA officers quickly confiscated the film of the amazing incident, telling Mansman that it was classified top secret. Mansman also confirmed, in letters to various researchers, that before the film was whisked away, he had conducted an extensive frame-by-frame analysis of it using a magnifier, which revealed the UFO in great detail. He wrote, quote, "The shape was a classic disc. The center seemed to be a raised bubble. The entire lower saucer shape was glowing and seemed to be rotating slowly. At the point of beam release, the object turned like it was required to be in a position to fire from a platform. The assumption was, at that time, extraterrestrial." Responding to the retired major's revelations, Dr. Jacobs wrote, quote, "Those beams of light were a warning, a shot fired across the bow of our nuclear silliness ship."
Thanks for watching this video. Click here to watch our playlist of short, credible videos covering all aspects of the UFO phenomena. And make sure you subscribe to catch the new content posted every week.